Hi there, my name is Wayne Headland with TL Sites. In this video tutorial, we are going to talk about how to make changes to a portfolio using the Avada WordPress theme. Now, to facilitate the demonstration here, I'm actually going to use my friend Vince and Carolyn, their website and business, Butera the Florist, because they have a fairly well-developed portfolio set up here. We're calling it albums on their page. This is a one-page website. And so, of course, when we mouse over or select one of these albums, it's going to open up to basically what in WordPress or in the Avada theme is considered a portfolio. You can see right here on the URL, it says buterratheflorist.com/gallery. This is showing that it's part of the gallery or portfolio. And then we have the URL for this particular portfolio item. So, and then as we're inside the portfolio, we can see that there's also a carousel here that will let us select other portfolios and be able to navigate to them. Those are the same portfolios that we can see on the front page as we go down to the album. So in today's tutorial, we're going to talk about how to edit or add more items to a portfolio and actually add them into the website as well, at least based on this particular formatting for this website. Now, before I move forward any further, I think it's important to remind anyone who's watching that before you can really take advantage of the information we're talking about in this video, you'll want to make sure you navigate to my website, tlsites.com, go to support and then guided support, and you'll want to watch how to navigate and edit a page with Avada. You'll want to watch this tutorial first because the assumption in this tutorial right now, the one that I'm currently recording, is that you've already watched and understand the basics. Additionally, because we're dealing with images, you'll want to watch the how to crop and resize images with Pixlr tutorial as well, so you can make sure that the various images that you insert into your website are not going to be so big that they're going to cause the website to slow way down or make it difficult for people to enjoy the content that you're trying to create. All right, with that in mind, let's go ahead and jump over to our website. First thing that we're going to do is actually go to the back end. So we're going to go over here and select Dashboard. Now, I just held the Control key on my keyboard, so it opened a new tab. So I actually have the website open in one tab and the back end open in another. And then we're going to look for Portfolio. I'm going to go ahead and select the Portfolio selection, and we can see all of the albums or portfolios that we have already created that are existing right here on their website. So if we go into one of these, into the live builder, it would be very similar to if I went to the live view here and then selected the edit live option, okay? And incidentally, we'll just kind of refresh that screen because it didn't load correctly. So, but in this particular video, we're not really focusing so much on how to edit. What we want to do instead is we want to actually create a new portfolio. Now, what we could do is select just the Add New up here and create a brand new empty page. However, as you can probably tell, there's already a lot of formatting that's built into this portfolio. We've got this gallery up here, which is formatted. We've got this image right here, this line to kind of create a separator between the gallery and the title and the name of the photographer or location, and then of course the gallery itself. Now, if I go into Edit Live, you'll see all of those elements individually right off here in the navigator under column 1 of 1, the image, gallery, separator, title, etc. So if we come in and create Add New, what we're going to have to do is recreate all of these elements, which of course is undesirable. So instead of adding a new gallery this way, we're going to go ahead and take advantage of the clone feature or duplication feature that is built in. So I'm going to go ahead and take back on Stefan. We're going to click the clone button here, and it's going to create a copy. It's an exact replica of the one that I just copied. And we're going to come in here first to the edit area. So instead of editing it live, we want to make a few changes first. So I'm going to go ahead and click edit. While that's loading, I'm going to close, actually take this and put it back to my front end so I'm ready to be able to review there. And the first thing I want to do once I've gone into the edit is I want to change the name. In this particular case, I don't want it to be Becca and Stefan, and I don't want the word cloned. So we're going to come in here and we'll call this Ralph. Actually, usually I've been doing the wife first, so we'll do Betty and Ralph. Now, I'm just going to mention one thing, is the temptation might be to use an ampersand, but usually in titles, we want to actually use the words and, because in some browsers, the ampersand character does not actually populate very well. The next thing we need to do is change the permalink right here, this permalink, because again, we don't want it to say Becca and Stefan. So we are going to click the edit here and we're going to change the permalink. This is the actual link that people will go to. So in this case, we'll just say Betty, and usually there you want to keep it all lowercase, and Betty Ralph, right? So we'll do that as the permalink. And then the last thing we want to change before we go into the live builder is we want to scroll down here and change the featured image. Again, if we come over here, we'll see these are the featured images here, and we want those featured images, same thing right here. We want these featured images to be the ones that are showing up when we open the image for the first time, right? So right here, this is the featured image for this album. So let's go ahead and remove this featured image, which was the copied one, set a new featured image, and because this is just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to select a very random one. And we'll go ahead and put that now as the featured image. Now, that image will not look exactly like this because it depends on what page we're looking at, but for now, that's the featured image we've selected. Now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and save our work. It's already in a draft version, but at least now we're ready to go into the live builder and make any updates or changes that we need to. When I click on Live Builder from this back end, it's going to give me this warning, but because I already saved the draft, I'm good to go, so I'm going to click OK. And now we're going to go ahead and make some changes. Now this top bar here, the carousel, we're not going to play with that quite yet, but we are going to do is come down and change all the information here. Again, if you've already watched the previous tutorial on how to make edits, this won't be too hard. We're going to go ahead and change this to Sally and I think it was Ralph, right? Ralph. And then I might just go ahead and come in here and say, really cool photography, right? That's the name of the group. So I've already made some changes there, but now I need to change the actual gallery because again, this is the copied gallery from another gallery. So I'm going to find that place right here. And of course, all we need to do is right here, it's obviously called gallery, but we can click and we'll see that it's been highlighted for a moment. And then we can click on the arrow or the edit button. And then the first thing we'll want to do is go ahead and remove all the items that are already in there. So I'm just hitting the delete button and getting rid of all those other images. And we're going to go ahead and add the new images in. So I can add them in one by one by just clicking add image, and then it'll show the item here. And then I can click on the pencil, edit item, and then add the image. That's one method that we can use. And then, of course, I'd have to click back. If I click X, it's just going to go all the way out. But if I click back, I'm back to this part. If I click the X, then it's taking me all the way back out to this screen. So what we want to do here is when we go into the editing of the gallery, instead, it's much easier for us to click bulk add. And when we do this, now I'm just going to click some random pictures here, and we're just going to randomly select some images. So you'll notice as I'm selecting these, they're all being selected down here. You're like, oh, that's easy. Well, let me just kind of back up and try again. Now you notice when I'm clicking, if you look down here, it says one item selected. I click here, one item selected, one item selected. So in order to select multiple items, what we need to do is hold down the control key or the command key if you're using a Mac on our keyboard. Now that I'm holding that down, if I start selecting multiple images, we'll be able to see that they've all been selected down here. So I feel a little bit better about that. These are the images that are part of this particular gallery. We'll insert that into the post. Now all of those images are, pulling into my gallery. If I want to, for some reason, I can go into the individual images here and edit them if for some reason I selected the wrong one. The other thing that I can do is reorganize them. So for instance, if I want to take this FAQ block image and pop it up here, I can just reorganize them so that the gallery is showing the images that maybe are most important to me, and also just so that they kind of mesh up well. Like I don't particularly like how this is just down here at the very bottom with this white space. So I might take this image and move it up somewhere else, and now I feel good about how the bottom of this is formatting with the margins. All right, so I feel pretty good about this. So far, I've successfully changed most of the data inside the gallery. Now, if you're watching this and this is all you have on your page, you're pretty much ready to go. You can save your page and you've created a new gallery item. Congratulations. In this particular scenario, though, I've also created this top area, this image carousel. This image carousel, it is possible to create an image carousel based on the featured images of your gallery items. However, I didn't like how it was populating. It wasn't working the way that I wanted it to. So I manually created this carousel, and each of these images have to actually be added in individually. So in order to be able to facilitate this, the first thing I want to do is I want to get the link to my new gallery item. So I'm going to actually click on the X at the top, and I'm going to hold down the Control key on my keyboard and click Exit to Page Front End. That's going to take me now to the new gallery item that I've created. Here it is, Sally and Ralph, with all those items. And I'm in particular, now I just realized I've made a mistake already. I haven't actually published this post yet, okay? It's still in draft mode. So in order to publish it, I can either come in here and click on this X and go exit to page backend. That's the way most people are used to it. Or you, if you drill around for a while, you can find it in settings. I don't even remember where it is myself. But for me, just to kind of keep it simple, we'll go ahead and go to the backend, and we'll go ahead and publish that, right? Publish right here. So I've published that item. Now, I'm going to jump back over to our live builder. Actually, I'll hold down the Control key and get back to that view the post over in a new tab. While that loads, I'm going to go back to my live builder. And here is the actual link now to my live gallery item. I'm going to copy that. And what I need to do now is I need to add that image to this specific unique carousel that I have up here. So now that I've gone back to the back end, I can see my image carousel. Here it is. I'm going to go into the edit page, and very similar to what we just did, we're just going to add one image right here, or we can go ahead and just copy or clone an item down here, and it's going to add a new one. We're going ahead and edit it. I'll remove that item, add the new item. So I need to pick whatever I was using as the featured image, should be the featured image as well. Insert that into the post, and then I'm very important going to copy paste the new link to that new a gallery item that we've created. All right, so now that I've done that, I feel good about it. I can come in here and test and make sure it's populating. It's going to populate here all by itself because Avada is not really showing me a very good preview, but I see at least that it's there. I'll go ahead and save that post, or save that work. And now let's jump back over to our actual live gallery item, and let's refresh the screen. And then we will test and make sure that our gallery item popped in properly. So right there it is. So I can pop over here, and usually I test to make sure the link works as well. So I'm going to go to a different item over here, Jen and Zach's. And then I'm going to find my way back to this one here that we've just, actually this one here that we've just created, and make sure the link is functioning. It is. All right. And then the last thing, of course, that we would do is also on the front page, I would need to do something similar. So that album is not showing up here. And again, this is actually handmade. These images are actually pulled in as unique images for 3 columns. So if we were going to, we would need to create a new row here to add for that 10th gallery item. And then we would add that image in and the link in, just similar to what we did. Now I'll mention one more thing. If you're watching this, Vince Butera or someone else who has a similar setup with a gallery carousel at the top, this right here is what's called a global carousel. In other words, if I make changes to it right here, it will actually make changes to it globally in all of the other carousels. So you don't really need to worry about doing that for each and every one of the gallery items. All right. Other than that, we have accomplished our goal and created a new portfolio using the portfolio feature in Avada. Right now, for me, I'm going to actually delete Betty and Ralph because I'm pretty sure my friends at Butera the Florist don't really want to utilize that on their site. Okay, so now that we have set that up and everything is back to the way it needs to be, I think that you have the information you need to be able to update and utilize the gallery feature or the portfolio feature, if you will, on the Avada theme. If you have questions, of course, don't ever hesitate to reach out to us at tlsites.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great, great day.